Hey, welcome in, everybody. It's about 1 o'clock here on a Friday. It's the Bullpen. I'm Tony Mack. That is Tricky Ricky. We are here live at Toyota Field in Madison, where the Trash Pandas are getting ready for Game 4 of a 6-game series between them and the Tennessee Smokies. They dropped the first two here at home, had an abysmal ninth inning on Wednesday, followed it up yesterday with a good battle back and forth, exchanging leads there for a little bit, and then late kind of had a little bit of a blow-up, got behind 6-3, and then in the 8th inning, the Trash Pandas come from behind. They win it after a Ryan Aguilar home run, his first of the season, ties it up, a 3-run blast. They get a couple more runners on the base paths and are able to score on a catcher's obstruction. And they take the lead 7-6. And
catcher's
Colton
obstruction, am I right? Come on in here. What's up?
How's it going? Good, how are you?
We're running. We're up and live, man. Throw on the headset and let's. We're talking about last night's game. Have you ever been more excited to see a catcher's obstruction than just 18 hours ago or whatever it is?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little thrown off at first. I wasn't sure what was going on, but I think that call all gave us all a favor there. So we'll take that 10 times out of 10 and help us win a ball game. So that's great.
Yeah, considering all the crazy stuff that's happened this year, right? I mean, it's nice to be on the right side of a wild call there.
Oh,
so,
for sure.
Obstruction!
Yeah.
Obstruction! That was me in the crowd last night. Obstruction! Woo!
And then Colton comes in the ninth and closes it out. Was it? I can't remember. Was it you on the what would have been the last out that missed that fly ball by that much in center field? Was it you that dove for that?
Yeah.
Oh my!
Yeah.
How you feeling? You sore from that? Because that was a good attempt. You were close.
The second I laid out for that, I felt it just hit my glove, and I was like, oh man. But it was one of those situations where it was the right time to do it, and luckily I had T.O. behind me just backing up, so I just saw it, went full forward for it, and it would have been nice to catch that, and Colton gave me a little bit after the game about that, but he's a dog. He did a really good job yesterday, so that would have been really cool, though.
Over under 3.5 times during that conversation with Colton, did he look at you and go?
That was the first thing he showed me in the locker room after the game.
I think we talked for 20 minutes about his mustache.
Yeah, I think it's a great look. I think it suits him really well. So, if he can pitch like that with the mustache every day, I'd keep it for sure.
You joining the party?
I don't think so. I'm kind of newer to the beard party, so I'm kind of liking this so far, and maybe one day down the road. But
Let me ask you this: is he trying to recruit you? Because they spent about 10 minutes of that 20 talking about his mustache, trying to recruit me to do the same thing. So I understand if you're under the pressure. See, the pressure's right there.
Yeah, I mean, I can't deny that allegation for sure. I think he's trying his best, but luckily I'm pretty hard-headed, so I won't be able to sink into his game there.
You gotta embrace the hate for your own chin. That's the key to having a nice mustache, is accepting that you're just slightly uglier with it.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Maybe if there's like a slump or something mid-season, you got to have a change-up. Hate your chin.
Right.
That's the way to go.
Absolutely.
I got a question for you. And this is something that was asked of me and Antonio multiple times before you came on here. They're like, because you are from Canada. It's like, oh, dude, you're going to ask me about being Canadian? I'm like, that guy probably hears that all the time. So what's your least favorite thing? Either people calling you like Cool Breeze to try to be like, hey, we're buddies, or asking you questions about Canada.
I think it's just more the the stereotypical Canadian sayings that
right.
You can't really avoid, and then people just shove down your throats. But it's all fun and games. I mean, it comes with the territory, right? So, I mean, even up north, we do some funny country accents as well. So coming down here and hearing all that.
So if I went up to Canada, I would get the same kind of treatment? Like, hey man, do you guys wear shoes? Like, is that real? You guys have shoes there?
Hey, say y'all again. Say y'all.
Yeah.
Say y'all again.
Yeah, we live in igloos and all that.
Live in igloos. All right.
It's all fun and games though, for sure. It's really funny.
You mentioned those stereotypical things that people want you to say. Do your teammates throw those at you? Do you get a lot of A's in the locker room?
Yeah. I mean, it's more because I throw around a lot of them too.
Oh,
so
do you?
I mean, once they hear them, you just know it's oh man, I'm gonna hear about this for sure.
Do you ever revert into a scrappy mentality? Say if there's a bench clearing brawl, do you ever try to go for the shirt, the pullover, uppercuts, or
Mighty Duck style?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you ever pull a Goldberg?
It's definitely an idea.
Okay.
Maybe if the right time calls for it one day down the road. But I don't really plan on instigating that for now, but we'll see. We'll see.
Don't plan on instigating it. All right.
Yeah.
Teams due for one.
The one stereotype that I can't get out of my head right now because you're in here is the one I always hear is that Canadians are just really, really nice, and you have not stopped smiling since you walked in here. So
I mean,
that's
it's
awesome.
it's hard not to smile around you too. So
Can you say
Dude.
something mean about both of us? Impossible. All
Yeah,
right.
can't do it.
There
See?
you go.
I love
Can't do
it.
it.
There we go. Going
So how's it been for you playing here in the Rocket City, man? We like talking to guys that are new here because, we got a great fan base. We got a great ballpark here. I hear from a lot of guys that are like, it's weird to consider this the minor leagues, but what's been your experience?
I mean, it's been awesome. Like I can't tell people enough like how much I love it here, and just even I've been on the West Coast for the last 3 years, just being back on the East Coast, where the side of the coast that I grew up on. It's like it's really nice, just seeing like the same scenery and whatnot. And the city here is awesome. Like the people here are amazing. I mean, like you said, the ballpark, you kind of walk into it and everything is just big league facilities, and that makes coming into here just that much easier. And I love it. I mean, it makes you look forward to coming to the ballpark every day and just giving your all.
How has your relationship with Aaron Whitefield been since joining the team? Because we talked to him at the beginning of the season, and he's always telling us about like pranks and stuff he likes to pull off in the locker room. And he said, "Yeah, Breezy over there. He's got a lot of potential. That guy. I think I'm gonna see what he's made out of." Has he put you through the gauntlet, kind of?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely taken me under his wing. Luckily he hasn't given me too much stuff because I can take most of it. That's just kind of the hard upbringing we got up in Canada. So
There it is.
it's just he can play his little games, but at the end of the day, he's been absolutely phenomenal. Helping me with this transition into Double A, and the experience that he has and the places that he's played. It's one guy that you just sit down, whatever he says to you, listen to, and you take that with a huge sense of pride for who's talking to you. So he's been amazing, just great teammate, just unbelievable person to be around, and just solid locker room guy too.
He can play his little games. What's the thing he's gotten you on where you're like, ow, you?
Oh, you.
Well,
Can see the
I don't
filter.
play a whole lot of football up in Canada, and we have a football in the locker room, and he'll just go. I'll just be sitting eating lunch or something, and he'll just go, "Hey, Breezy, open," and just absolutely fire it right at me. And one time got me right in the chin too, so that's fun. But
Okay.
I love it. I love it. I
That's
hope he brings it every time.
All right, man. So let's talk about a little ball right here. You're moved your way into the leadoff role here recently, playing some good baseball. You've been typically a leadoff guy in the past, or is this an adjustment for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, growing up, kind of almost my whole life, I've been, a stereotypical leadoff hitter. I've always been blessed, have the ability to run really fast, and that's just what I've always been taught to do at the top of the order. Just kind of set the table and get on base, use the speed, and it's been really awesome being able to do it at this level as well with the team that we have here. I love being the guy. I love being the guy who just get in there and just set the tone for the game, and I'm really enjoying it so far, and it's going really well.
If I were to give you an anonymous survey as to who you thought the fastest person on the team was, would your name be the top of the list?
I would think so, for
Yeah?
sure.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Got to bet on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
for sure.
That's good, and that means you're fast because we do have some speedsters on the team. I know T.O. can run, Whitefield can run for sure. So
I got a lot of guys 1 through 9 that can run, even
Absolutely.
sneaky fast too.
who's sneaky fast down there? Who'd you say sneaky fast?
Sneaky fast. You know what? I might get a lot of hate for this, but Kevin Maiton is
Sneaky
Sneaky
fast.
fast.
He
All
can,
right.
He can move for his size pretty well, so he'll definitely love to hear that one. For
Oh
sure.
yeah, some brownie points there. from
Jimmy
Kevin.
Johns, a.k.a. Kevin Maiton, freaky fast, sneaky fast.
Sneaky fast.
Okay, all right. So why would that get you some? That seems like that'd be a compliment right there. Like if you heard that, he'd probably be pumped.
Oh, for sure.
You
I
think?
know.
Did you snub somebody there? Did you snub the locker room favorite for sneaky speed?
No, I mean, it's just one of those things where, he'll hit a ground ball and you run down the first and you go, wow, that was a lot closer than I thought it would be. So kudos to him. But, yeah, we got a lot of guys that can move here.
He made a pretty good play last night at third too before they moved him over to first to end that game. So yeah, he flashes the athleticism a little bit. So
Absolutely.
oh man, so as Ricky brought up, the crowd here and everything like that has coming into something like that. Even though it's a positive, it's a crowd for you guys. Has that intimidated you or any of the other young guys a little bit at first this season?
I don't think so because, at the end of the day, our end goal is to play in front of 25,000 every night. Mm-hmm. And, just being around this at this level is just preparing you really, really well for it. And the support that we have here from the fans is, I can't even put into words like how unbelievable it is. Mm. Like to just come out every night no matter what the score is and them just having our backs. We could be down, 6 runs and they're just still cheering at the top of their lungs. And it really does make an impact. It kind of gives you that like little extra kick of energy that you need, in the 7th, 8th inning. And it really helps. So it's awesome to, kind of show up here every night and just play for them.
And like other ballparks, we have that one guy. I don't know who he is, but last night he was here. When I was reading the starting lineups, every time I announced one of their players, you just hear, boo!
Oh, dude.
Boo!
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Hey, keep your eye on the ball. I'm thinking, yeah, that's what we needed. That's probably what it was. I forgot to look at the ball. Whoops.
Oh my gosh.
And then his kid he was like his parrot on his shoulder. He'd be like, yeah, look at the ball. And he'd be like, yeah, look at the ball. And you're like, what's going on up there, man?
So for me, and I'm the PA, so I'm up here. And I can only hear like the individual chirps when the crowd starts to dwindle, right? Like when it gets late and people start going home. So last night, like in the 8th inning, when the comeback's starting to happen, of course everybody else is loud, but when it gets quiet, that's when I can hear the one guy. I'm sure you guys can hear it more concentrated being down there, but I heard him all night long. At least he was on our side last night. He was giving it to the other team for the most part.
Y'all ever get a little chirpy in the dugout?
Not for the most part,
no?
But if it calls for it, then we will.
Okay. Talk to me about last night, having the big comeback there in the 8th inning, and then not having to come back out and bat in the 9th inning. I was walking through the office getting ready to leave last night, and I got towards the front, and, of course, the clubhouse is downstairs. I could literally feel and hear you guys celebrating from the floor. Like, I could feel it in the floor, and we could hear you guys. How meaningful was that last night to be able to come back like that?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I don't think there was a guy in that dugout in the bullpen that, didn't believe for 1 second that we would come back and win that game. Mm-hmm. That just kind of explains the heart that we have on this team and the trust that we have in each other. That we could be down 4 or 3 runs and that still won't really make a difference because we'll just come out, put up good at bats. The pitchers will fight on the mound, and it really just showed last night. And obviously that's you got Aggie just capping it off with a massive game tying home run, and that's the momentum swing we needed. And it was awesome, and yeah, for sure we definitely celebrated that last night.
First of the year too. I know everybody was really happy about it, but I could see like a Whitefield or somebody like that, kind of getting ready to haze him in the dugout on his way back. Was there anybody who was like, hey, about time. Number 1, dude, let's go. About time.
Yeah, for sure. But we're just so happy for him because
he
he works his absolute tail off, and he is just an even better person. So to see him come up in that situation like that it just made everyone so happy.
We're celebrating Skip's 100th Trash Panda victory tonight. Did his 4.340 sprint to the umpire at third base after that missed call, did that help spark the comeback for you guys last night? Because that was insane speed.
Yeah, for sure. I was standing in center, and I just corner of my eye to see, Andy coming out of the dugout, and kind of got me fired up a little bit. I kind of want to run in there and join, but no, it's awesome. I love every second of playing for Andy, and that's the guy that will have your back no matter what, and it makes it hard to just not come out here and give your all every night. So we all love him to death, and he's got some. You talk about sneaky speed. That's another good pick. So
what's it like when he actually gets tossed?
I'm usually in the field when he gets tossed, so I can't really vouch for that too much. But
I get really excited up here, like the press box. We're like, oh, here we go, come on, do it. Like we almost like when he goes out there, we know. I guess because everybody has the feeling for Andy that you were saying, like they just love that guy. So when he gets tossed, we kind of feel like it's a moment for everybody. They're like, okay, well, they're about to rally for Andy here.
Yeah, absolutely, and it does give you that extra jolt of energy that he's here, he's sending a message, and he's got all of our backs. So let's just go out and just do what we can to win this game. So
I knew it was going to be a good one because he checked all of his pockets and made sure everything was in there good before he bolted off those steps. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
So now that we fleshed that out a little bit, do you want to change your answer to sneaky speed being Andy? Is he the sneaky fast guy? Or are we sticking with Kevin?
I could definitely put Andy up there. I don't want to let him know that he's number 1 because I'll never hear the end of it from him. But he's definitely a sleeper candidate for sure.
What's he doing right now? What is it? He's out in center field just kind of pacing around a little bit. Is this like a Zen moment? Is this getting the headspace going for this weekend right here?
Could be.
He's been pacing around the center field. I've been staring at him the whole time. I'm not sure what's going on. Is he on a phone call? Is he channeling the baseball gods? Is he making sure the turf's good for you out there? Now he's signaling things.
Yeah, I mean,
aliens maybe? How do you feel about UFOs? That's a lot in the news. Is Andy somehow, is he maybe seeing a UFO right now? Have you ever seen one? Is it easier to see in Canada? I've never been there. Let's hear about it.
He's been up for a while.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I can tell.
I've been drinking a new cold brew. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's just chocolate milk, but
with ice.
Well, it's cold. Just take it away.
You can have cold chocolate milk with no ice. It's called putting it in the refrigerator.
Let's not start this argument again, all right? Because we'll go for another hour. I'll go. All right.
All
we
right.
gotta guess. Let's not.
All right. But I know Andy's a really nice guy because I've had a very awkward run into it with him where he felt obligated to speak with me because we were in a confined space, and he was so nice, but you could tell he needed to get to where he needed to be, but he was following through with the obligation to speak with me, and I made it even more awkward because I don't know, I kind of like right now. So yeah, I mean, it feels like Andy, good dude.
Good man, great question. Any replies there?
I would say, I mean, Andy's he's an absolutely unbelievable human being, with the biggest heart ever, and the care he has for every single guy in that locker room, even coaching staff included, even you guys included. You can't put into words how much that means to all of us, and like I said before, it just makes it that much easier to come out and give your everything. So,
well, since you're continuing to sidestep the UFO question, I'll move to another manager. How was it having Bobby Valentine in the dugout the last few nights? That was it blew my mind when I saw him in there the other day. I had to kind of, sorry, is that? Yeah, I mean, how was that having that kind of influence there with you guys?
Yeah, it's definitely a little pinch me moment, seeing him in the dugout
right.
and being there to support us. But it was absolutely unbelievable. He was here for the last 3 days, and the expertise that he gave us and just the positive talk was exactly what we needed to hear. And especially coming from that guy whose accolades speak for itself. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's definitely if he's talking to you, you just stop what you're doing and you listen. So he was absolutely unbelievable. He always got a smile on his face, and just makes it that much easier to be around him.
I don't know if you can answer this question or not, but speaking of skips, I'm really curious now because yesterday we were getting ready for the starting lineups, and I always introduce the manager first, and then go into the starting lineups. And I was told yesterday when we were going over, they're like, "Oh, hey, this is the name of Tennessee's acting manager." I was like, "What happened? Did Michael Ryan get fired?" And they were like, "This is the acting manager."
Okay.
Whoa, did Michael Ryan get canned? What happened? I'm asking you. Do you know?
I didn't even know who Michael Ryan was until right now, so I don't know.
He was the Smokies manager.
I mean, I'll ask around. I didn't know who he was.
Now it's like Kevin Harbour is the acting manager, but apparently Michael Ryan's not there anymore.
We got nothing here.
Okay. Right. Just wanted to know.
Story's still developing there.
It's a sidebar. I wanted to know if you knew anything.
Nope. Just found out who he was, but I wish him the best because.
Well, they got a really great team right now. I mean, Tennessee, great last year too. Obviously, took us to the wire here, but
Tennessee is tough, and it's a team you guys got to play a bunch with them being in your division. What's the toughest part about playing the Smokies?
Oh, for sure. I mean, they got a lot of good guys, but I think we all know in our dugout that every single one of our guys is, we'll take all 9 of our guys versus all 9 of theirs, and it just with how meaningful the games are, especially this week, it just makes it that much fun. Kind of show up and compete. And just have the desire to win against them. So it's going to be a fun, last 3 games this week for sure.
Look, we've been on kind of a streak here with the players that we've been able to interview. So, they've all kind of had their own quirky thing, right? Right off the rip. Kenyon Yovan got an uncle probably doing some very mysterious, shady business dealings out in, Montana?
I think it's totally legal in Montana, but it would be shady in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, it would be shady here.
Due to the local laws, yeah.
Shady Alabama business model. Ricky's trying to get the Barracuda to stick with Tucker Flint. Ben Joyce eats 8 eggs and has never felt warmth in a shower. It's always
14 cold showers a day. Unbelievable.
Colton Ingram said he was trying to buy Heelys just a week ago. Did you have the ice in your milk or something? What's your deal? Everybody's got one, man.
Yeah, you got a strange routine.
I don't really have anything too out of the ordinary.
No.
Can't really vouch for anything as weird as everything you just listed, but I would definitely classify myself as kind of somewhat normal compared to that. So off the top of my head, I can't really.
Is that a pitcher thing? I always hear from the position players that the pitchers are weird.
Yeah, pitchers are definitely weird. They're really weird. So I'll let them have their their little thing, and we'll.
Is it the seclusion in the bullpen? Is it the distance?
I think they just get bored a little bit.
Is it the sun? Is it sun poisoning?
It could be.
If you haven't yet, talking about them getting bored especially on a Sunday when it's hot. We talked to Colton about this too. I saw it the last Sunday home game we had, but if you get a chance, just like the first couple innings, peek out there when the sun is just at its big peak. They're all like huddled together like penguins underneath that tiny little canopy. Just they're all, and they look like. And I'm only looking from up here, but they look like they're having no fun. They're just like, all right, oh, nope, still hot. Not even facing the field. They're all just shoulder to shoulder. You good? All right. Yeah. Do it.
I'll definitely take a look.
Check that
on
out.
Sunday for sure.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely
hilarious.
Yeah, the nomadic patterns of penguins is definitely present in this ball team.
You've been playing baseball for a long time, and like Ricky said, and you mentioned, pitchers in general have their weird little things. Has there ever been in your conversation with any pitcher in any level of baseball where you're like, oh yeah, cool, and then when you walked away, you're like, whoa.
So that guy's nuts.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot more times than you think so, but I mean, everyone's got their thing.
Yeah.
I can't really, blame them for doing what works for them. So, if they can go out and show up and just go out and compete on the mound, I'll do whatever you want.
Those are the things we love to know because we like to embrace those oddities. They're awesome. I mean, the fact that a guy who just went out there with nothing but a mustache 2 nights in a row and pitched 2 great innings for the Trash Pandas not even a week ago was trying to purchase Heelys on the internet is amazing to me. Like, it's one of my favorite stories I think I've ever heard.
What's your preferred method of 2-wheel transportation?
Heelys are definitely up there.
Ooh,
I've always wanted to own a pair of Heelys.
Did you ever have a ripstick? You ever do that one?
I remember trying to ride a ripstick, but I just could never do it.
The shoulders. It
Yeah,
just
it's
never
on the
felt.
shoulders,
Didn't
yeah,
feel like a
it's-
very
no.
good mode of transportation.
I mean, 2-wheel, I think growing up it was definitely just standard bike. That's how you got from point A to point B. Pretty easy.
That's got to be the 1 seed. Standard bike. Got to be the 1
one
seed there.
seed,
for sure.
Razor scooter up there probably. Razor scooter.
So that's a good one too.
You can't beat it. That's a good one. Your shins are going to take it, though.
You catch it on the shin or the ankle.
Yeah, that could end your
Oh,
career
yeah.
very early. Take a razor scooter the wrong way.
That's right. Yeah, this is a good 1-2 seed right there. Bike and scooter. What other 2-wheel things are there? I never had Heelys, by the way. I was never.
Segway. Ever ridden a Segway? Ever been a mall cop? Anything that would require a
Have
Segway?
not, but
No?
it looks really cool.
It does.
Looks really cool. Definitely futuristic.
Speaking of the Heelys thing, Colton was talking about, when they were young, Heelys were the thing, and he had the off-brand ones where you had to actually manually click them. You couldn't just, flip them on. My thing in middle school, like the base level of like you're a nerd unless you do this, was hacky sacking. What was yours? Everybody had the thing, right? Like it evolved from skateboarding to hacky sacking in my school. What was that one base level thing where like everybody's doing it? If I don't do that, I'm going to get made fun of.
You know what? I remember I think it was in like grade 3 or grade 4 when silly bands were a huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember those.
Oh, yeah.
If you
Dinosaur.
if you showed up to school and you didn't have silly bands up to here, you'd probably get made fun of. So
How many you got?
yeah,
15?
it was definitely a major judging point among the peers. But I think after like the 3rd day or so, it got banned from our school.
Oh, my
So
God.
What were you guys doing with those silly bands?
it was getting pretty ugly on the recess.
Was
but,
that- Was that the thing? Like every school had their incident? Was yours the silly band incident?
yeah, I would definitely say when I was younger, it was definitely the silly bands.
Silly banded a hornet. Someone caught one of those bad boys. Next thing you know, porpoise silly bands.
Oh yeah.
See.
You went to a very large high school. Did you guys have an incident like it was the thing? You know what I mean? Because most high schools have one. Like everyone can point back to. You remember that one big moment? I know mine, and I went to a very small high school, but there was one year, my junior year, they shut down all but one bathroom in our entire high school because they had to redo the plumbing because kids were going to the bathroom to dip, and they were going to get in trouble if they threw the dip cans away because they were going to find it and like brand the dogs or whatever. So they were flushing their dip cans. So we had to replace the plumbing for our entire high school because it was so backed up and filled with dip cans.
That was in Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's
My graduating class was about 150 kids.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
It dipped for about 300 though.
Oh, yeah. The total, what was your graduating class, like 750?
750.
My entire school was 600 kids.
Who were you with there in grade 12?
Well, grade 12 was an interesting year for me because that was the COVID year.
Oh.
So I didn't really get
wow.
I got half a grade 12 year, but the second half was just kind of canned, and I was in my room for it.
I forget how young some of you guys are. Like, I knew you were, a young up-and-coming baseball player. But 2020 was your senior year in high school?
Correct.
Yeah, I feel like an old bum.
Sorry.
Yeah. You graduated, what, 09?
1909, that's right.
I graduated in 2010.
Yeah.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah, back in my day, we used silly bands. I remember when the first battery-powered calculator came out. That was a big one.
Really, eh?
Oh, I was adding 2 plus 7, 6 plus 3, going nuts, spelling boobs on there, you know.
that's awesome.
We all played that game. You know what I'm talking about? That make its way up to Canada?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
For sure.
Good. Just want to make sure.
8,005 or 80,085, I guess.
I don't know. Wasn't real big into numbers.
Just
Yeah. No.
gosh.
I just spelled on it.
So did that impact like your high school? I know obviously your senior year, but did it impact your senior season in any sport?
Yeah,
For
for
you?
sure. I mean, I wasn't able to get outside and play baseball for a number of months.
That had to have sucked. Yeah. How does
Yeah,
that-
and that was, also, the time before the draft as well, and you just kind of need to just get out and play. But I was with the Team Canada Junior National team playing with them against the Toronto Blue Jays big league club at spring training when we got the news that MLB suspended for the time being, and we were all mid-game, like, what
Mid-game.
is going on? So we finished the game, and little did I know that would be the last one you'd play for
Wow.
almost a year more than that. So it was definitely an interesting time for sure for everybody. But yeah, I mean, I was inside for months, just kind of training and doing stay-at-home workouts.
How'd you
and whatnot.
guys do in that game? The Blue Jays versus the Canadian youth team. That seems like a mismatch.
Yeah,
mean,
I think a bunch of 16, 17-year-olds going against all these big league arms. I faced my first at bat. I led off the game facing Jordan Romano, who's the closer of the Jays now, and I'll always have it that I'm 1-for-1 against him because I led off with a single. So
Let's go.
there's something, but it's definitely a little bit. It was a shocking moment for sure. Just kind of playing against some guys that you kind of grew up watching a little bit, and it was definitely a very, very cool experience. It's very eye-opening, and I'll definitely won't forget that day the rest of my life.
Absolutely. I got a question. Ricky and I were talking about this morning, and now that we have one of his teammates up here, I would like to know a little bit more about our new catcher, Tyler Payne. I mean, the 100-foot view I have is this dude walking out with a beard to Pantera. Looks like he eats nails for breakfast. You know what I mean? What's this guy like? Is he edgy? Is he tough?
Yeah, he's unbelievable. I mean, he came in here the first day and he just kind of clicked and gelled with all of us, and you can tell that he just wants to get out there and just win, and that's what we all love about him. And he's just a great human being. He'll do anything to just kind of put on a uniform and play, and those are the guys you love to play with. And me and Jeremiah Jackson were talking yesterday. We go, the player comp for him is probably like an Evan Gaddis because he kind of looks the exact same.
That's a good one, yeah.
Does he wear batting gloves?
He does, actually.
Yeah, we should get those
So,
out. We gotta get those out of here.
Maybe we get those out of the way. But no, I've only known him for 3 days, and he's an absolutely unbelievable dude. And as you can see last night, he just has a desire to win.
He doesn't seem like he'd be a batting glove guy. He seems like the Mike Callises are my batting gloves. You know what I mean? That's the
Just spit
essence.
on it, rub it in.
Yeah, it's the essence that he put out there. But his first pitch he saw in Double-A was a single yesterday.
that?
So
Yeah, I love the walk-up music. I love yours too.
Appreciate
Got the
that.
Drake there. You thinking about changing it at any point? Has that been your song for a little while, or what's the thinking there?
Yeah, I kind of changed. So that was my song last year. Halfway through the year, I changed to that one, and I just started hitting the cover off the ball. So I figured, what's there to change this year? And I like walking up to the plate, just having something to just relax me a little bit and just keep a good vibe. So
What was the previous song?
It was a Biggie song, and it got me a little bit too hyped up. So I had to just tone it down back to something somewhat reasonable. And I feel like this one's kind of a perfect mix for it.
Fair enough. Yeah, you got to find your medium there.
Yeah.
Can't get too pumped, can't get too low. Okay.
Absolutely.
On behalf of Ricky and myself, I do want to say you're welcome for the bump you're about to get out there. We've got a long track record of interviewing players all the way back to last season. Whenever they come on, end up playing a little extra. You know what I mean? Colton came on. He's been playing pretty good here as of late, but he was on Wednesday. 2 amazing outings. Ben Joyce, talked to him the day before he got called up. Yovan, we talked to him. He didn't give up a run until the other day. We talked to him in April. So just saying. So on our behalf, you're welcome.
Perfect. No, I appreciate that. I mean, that's why I came up here. So I'm really just happy to be here.
Thank you for handling that with grace.
No, absolutely.
That was,
I mean, it's all we need. Eh?
yeah, that was something. Well, all right, buddy. You got any closing remarks? You got any questions? Anything? Any questions about living in Alabama? Something that confuses you, or go, why are things like this? Anything?
I mean, I really do enjoy the surroundings of Alabama. There are a lot of trucks here.
A lot of trucks.
There's great weather. Blue skies. Can't complain.
You picked the football team?
The Bills are my team.
What about an Alabama or Auburn? You picked a local one?
You got a college team?
I didn't grow up watching too much college football, but I grew up kind of being a Rudy fan, so I grew up a little Notre Dame fan. So to this day, that's the college team that I root for. But I know that you Auburn and Alabama fans don't really want to hear that.
Yeah, that was the wrong answer.
Yeah, it wasn't. There've been better. There were better choices out there for the fans.
There were worse. Could have been Ohio State. Could have said that.
Could have been.
But
I've watched one college football game live, and it was actually on my visit to Arkansas, which is where I was committed to high school, and they were playing against Auburn, and Bo Nix absolutely lit up the Arkansas defense. So if that helps at all,
is that a War Eagle right there, essentially?
War Damn Eagle.
Hey, there it is.
Hey,
you just put on the Auburn cap right there. There's your commit.
Well, when your teammates with Sonny D, I think it's hard not to like them. So
okay,
there you go.
At the very least, you made my wife very happy. She's a big Auburn fan.
There you go. Just trying to make people happy. Eh?
That's right. I had a question. I just want to make sure because sometimes I get told pronunciations for guys' names and they still end up being wrong. As the PA, it's Calabrese.
Yeah, so that's the way I want to hear. But I mean, I'm full blood Italian. So if you went back to Italy and you said it like that, there'd probably be a lot of disappointed people. But
so you prefer to hear it Calabrese, but it's not.
Yeah, I mean here it's just that's how I've grown up saying it. But in the native country of Italy, it's more Italianized.
Like how?
Can you give us an example?
I'm the worst guy to do it because I can barely really speak Italian, so I feel like it would just kind of disappoint people the way I would say that.
Come on,
there's really only one way to find out. You know what I mean? If it would.
It'd be like Calabrese, you just gotta roll off the tongue.
I expected so much more Super Mario out of you than that, so that's good. I mean, you did not disappoint. That was
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was really expecting it to go Mario when he was like, I don't really do Italian.
I know I didn't want to do it either because I would have probably ended up going Mario.
And I definitely.
It would end. Yeah, it'd end poorly. That'd have been a bad way to end it there. Well, all right, David, man. What are your predictions for tonight? What do you think? What do you do?
I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win big.
Win big. You heard it here first.
I think the Bullpen podcast bump is just it's gonna give us something. So
okay.
What are you thinking tonight? 2-3 home runs?
Could be.
All right.
Could be. We'll just have to wait and see.
All right. Tucker Flint, man, he promised us that when Neil won a race, he was going to have the best game ever. He's had some good ones, but he still owes me 3 home runs in a game because Neil finally won a race. Do you have any mid-inning promotions that you're like, well, hold on, guys, don't talk. I got to watch the thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely kind of keyed into the astronaut race every night, and just you talk about sneaky fast. Neil is not sneaky fast.
No,
But I think the new addition, May, she's doing her part. So it definitely kind of breaks it up and keeps it amusing between innings for sure.
Great analysis.
That's right.
Great analysis.
I like the putt. I like when Ricky goes out there and makes people putt on the dugout. That's a good one.
I like when we do something on the video board because then I can usually just go get some water.
I think you're really good at just slinging those T-shirts too.
Like that?
Oh,
See
yeah.
the form?
Yeah.
Like the elbow?
I'll be standing on deck, trying to go up
stop
to bat, and Ricky's just right in front of my view, just slinging some T-shirts away. But
I'm just following your lead, dude.
What's your-
You're out there putting on a show. I got to do the same.
Oh,
You
for
ever,
sure.
you ever get a good view in the outfield when they do the pan dancers, when he's out there at second base shaking it?
Yeah, usually when I'm in center field, I'm kind of in the background of those videos too. So
that's
I
a
guess
few.
you could classify either me or Bryce as a six-pan dancer. or
If
whatever
you
it
ever
is,
want to
but-
jump in there, yeah, I mean, feel free.
I mean, you guys do a phenomenal job. I mean, it's definitely kind of America's Got Talent-esque. So it's definitely good entertainment.
I would love to see a little blurry number 6 in the background. Just
That'd be
like this,
great.
doing the
Yeah,
pan dance
just
with it.
slowly creeping up into frame, and
Standing
then eventually
bananas,
just
eh?
standing in front of us, in
Yeah.
between the camera and just taking over the whole show.
Oh, for sure.
That's what the people want.
Maybe one day.
They don't
Maybe
want to
one
see a
day.
bunch of schmucks like me out there shaking.
Oh,
it.
come on.
You
Give
drop the
yourself some more
glove,
credit.
you do one of these, and you're back to it like nothing happened.
You guys are professionals. I'll stick with what I'm good at, and you guys stick with what you're good at.
Is
All right,
dancing?
that's fair.
Speaking of what you're good at, is dancing your other thing? I gotta know. I know baseball players. You guys aren't just good at baseball. Everybody has that. Like, and we talked to Colton about it the other day too. Like, what's the thing outside of baseball where like you don't want to see me on this? You don't want to mess with me on this. You got one of those?
I'm definitely not good at dancing. I can tell you that much.
We'll judge that when you get out there with them. But
I mean, I grew up playing a lot of sports. Grew up playing hockey. Still to this day, I like to kind of lace skates up every once in a while and just see what I still got. But
you have any fake teeth?
nope.
No,
nope.
all yours.
All there.
Nice.
When I played, we wore a cage, so never really had an opportunity. But I've got all my chiclets intact, which is good. But I mean, I'm trying to get into golf. I got some humble brags with video games amongst the boys, but. I mean, I'm just kind of a jack of all trades, master of none kind of guy. But
What are some of the go-to video games between you and the
um,
boys?
yeah, I like playing MLB, Call of Duty. Big NHL guy too.
Do you play as yourself?
Yes. I mean,
How could you not? That's the right answer. I would
Yeah.
be playing as myself all the time.
I mean, it's definitely cool. Like I grew up like playing all the MLB video games, and you just kind of dream of yourself, being in one. This is the first year that I was actually in the game, and it's a hard opportunity to pass up. So it's definitely really
Dude, tell
cool
me
for
about
sure.
that. Tell me about that day you open the game or you download it, whatever. You see yourself. What is that moment like?
It's kind of also a pinch me moment. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely there is a little nerd out of me, but it's definitely a cool moment for sure. And even I'll play with my buddies back home, and they'll see like my card, and they'll just get really excited too. So it's very cool for sure.
What's the likeness like? Is it good or is it like
Yeah,
Cristiano
what,
Ronaldo's
what
bust?
does your guy look like?
It absolutely does not look like me. I think they just kind of copy and pasted the picture they saw on Google from high school and just rolled with that. But I can't be too picky.
I never thought about it this way, but people like me and Ricky, we have to create a player if we want to play as ourselves. But it's the ultimate creative player, but someone else created you and gave you all your stats. So how weird is that? You're like, I mean, is your speed lower than what you think it is?
Yeah, where
on
did
the
they
game?
snub you?
They gave me 99 speed, which I was happy about.
Yeah,
So
99.
there you go. But I think my fielding could be a little bit higher. Getting some bad jumps in the outfield, but
What's the fielding at?
I think it's like in the 80s or 70s, which is still respectable,
pretty
but
good.
it's
Yeah.
not perfect. But it's that like you could give me zeros across the board for all I care. I think it's still pretty cool for sure.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I would play as myself all the time.
Yeah.
Without question. So, man, I appreciate you being in here. Thank you so much for taking
Thank
time.
you
I know
guys for
have
having
the
me.
game today. So,
See you, buddy.
I look forward
Yeah.
to seeing you on the field while I'm going up to bat.
all right.
Can't wait. I'm looking forward to having you background dance for me here. We're dancing Sunday. Perfect. All right.
All right.
See you out there, brother.
David Calabrese. How about that?
You said it right.
That's right. How he prefers to hear it.
That's right.
How about
Don't
that?
say it like that in the old country, though.
You know what? You know what I like about him? He's too nice. He hasn't had enough ice baths yet to be jaded. You know what I mean?
Incredibly nice. Very nice fellow.
And he did not stop smiling. He smiled. The one time he kind of let down a little bit was when he remembered they got hit in the chin with a football from Aaron
He
Whitefield.
did. He did get a little.
He was,
Mhm.
yeah. He lets it rip.
Just
Yeah,
let it rip right in there.
that's awesome.
Very nice guy. The Canadian nice stereotype is we
It's-
couldn't get him to say anything.
It's spot on.
It's
dude.
you can't avoid it. He
I
just
was
stays.
trying to say that about Tyler Payne as a compliment. Like, dude looks like he's tough as nails. Like, oh man, he's just the greatest man that's ever walked this earth. Honestly, like, I mean, he's up there with like the top 10 greatest people ever, and the other 9 are the guys I step on the field with.
Wow, well put.
That's exactly what he was like, and he was incredibly nice.
And he called for a win tonight. He predicted it.
Big.
He went Joe Namath. He said, "We're gonna win the game. We're gonna win it big." So hey, if you ain't got tickets for tonight's game, I suggest you get it. And you get it now because we've already seen the numbers that sold. It's going to be a packed house here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Baby, and especially with the weather. It's a beautiful day. There's going to be people, sitting around an hour before game going, well, we just head on over to Toyota Field. Why not?
That's right.
It's a nice day. So, yeah, if you think you can just wait until the last minute and get your ticket, I don't think today is going to be one of those days. We got the fireworks. We've got a big win promise. We've got Andy Shatzley's 100th win as Trash Panda manager celebration going on today. And that's just 3 things. I have not mentioned anything other than I've not mentioned what we have in store promotionally because I've already seen the script. And let me tell you, got some gems right here. See this? That's a large sheet of paper. That's not your regular piece of paper. That's that one that's a little wider. I think it's called the 11 by 17. We got an 11 by 17's worth of paper. I don't know.
Those the official measurements? I don't think that's
I
right.
think it is. I found out by accident while I was trying to hit print the other day, and I printed a bunch of things on giant paper, and I went, oh, I can't do that again. The 11 by 17 setting. Avoid that one.
How many sheets of paper do you waste?
It was a lot. I planted some trees on my way home. I felt bad. I felt pretty bad. Wow. We got another finish this song contest between the first and third base side tonight, and this one always gets out of hand. First off, it's late in the game, so everyone's had a little liquid courage. That's into that. Second, the first base side usually gets to go first, and they do pretty well. Third, the third base side gets like the second best song, and sometimes it's not like the most singable song. And so if the third base side just shows a little bit of weakness or just one line where they're not singing it loud enough to where you can understand, the first base side just boos them into oblivion.
Yeah,
and then I'm on the field with a situation on my hands. I've got thousands of people booing, other thousands of people just shortly seated from each other, and then I have to find a way to break it up. It's not good.
I can't critique it too much because I gave a really turned out to be a poor song suggestion last season. But
what was that?
Last time, Mr. Brightside didn't do as well as I thought it would. Mr. Brightside's a good. I guess it's more of a football song.
It's a football song, and the last finish that song we did, it was a Bon Jovi battle. It was a Bon Jovi off, and it went from what was it? It was not Wanted Dead or Alive. But what was the song? Name some Bon Jovi songs. It was a classic.
I can tell you to work on the
Dead or Alive. Was that it? No.
I'm trying to get to the chorus.
Oh,
you gotta hold on.
Oh, Living on a Prayer. So it was Living on a Prayer. It was the first song. Great one. See, look, we could just mumble it at a 2x speed like that just so we can get to the chorus and figure out the name. And then third base side got 90s Bon Jovi.
They got like the 6th most popular Bon Jovi song.
They got 90s Bon Jovi.
It was
late 90s Bon Jovi.
It's My Life. Was it that?
Yeah. I mean, I remember when that came out because I was like 8 or something, and I was like, oh, cool, Bon Jovi song. It was good for a little bit, but not one that's like lived on. What was the first song? It was
Living on a Prayer.
Yeah, Living on a Prayer. That's in theme songs for TV shows and commercials. You hear it played at games. You never hear late 90s Bon Jovi. And third base side got hosed on that one, and the first base side just, boo! You guys are bombs. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were going to get 90s Bon Jovi.
I don't know what the song choices are tonight. I have no idea. But
yeah.
What would your go-to equal songs be, right? Because like you said, you got to have a good one here, and then you have to have an equally as singable song.
Well, it doesn't have to be by the same band,
right? It doesn't.
So
it needs to be equally singable.
Yeah, just those ones that everyone knows. Garth Brooks got some good ones.
Yeah,
a lot of people like singing that stuff.
I think he steers away from that because we use that outside of that, and we don't want to just overplay.
He said, "I'd love to play some Garth Brooks, but what about '90s Bon Jovi?" Late 90s. You think?
Might have to play some Pantera tonight. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine like the first song's like "Sweet Home Alabama"? All right, let's go to the third base side. Dun, 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 ba-na-na-na. Walk. Huh. What did you say? Get out of my face. Dun, 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 dun. You stick your finger between my eyes.
I'm sorry, that was really funny. What's the lead singer name? Philip Amslew or whatever? You do a great Philip.
Who?
I don't know. I don't know how to say his last name.
I don't know who we're talking about. Are you talking about the manager of the Smokies again?
Pantera's lead singer.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who that guy
It's
is.
Philip something. Let me see. Let's see if you can pronounce his last name.
I don't know. I don't know who the lead singer of Pantera is, and I don't know his
Anselmo.
name.
Phil Anselmo. That's his name.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of that one.
Yeah, Anselmo.
Yeah. It's crazy you know that. How'd you know that?
I
How'd
like
you figure
Pantera.
You like
growing up.
Pantera?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was a Pantera fan growing up. I grew up on, on my mom's side, I grew up on like the stadium '80s rock, like Bon Jovi, Poison, Warrant, you know those bands. And then on my dad's side, I grew up on Iron Maiden, Metallica, Ozzy, Pantera.
Yeah.
Those so
Dude,
very well.
you're up
versed.
here in the booth. Just give him to play Pantera. Give him to play Walk.
Three,
Split! Walk! What did you say? Let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Oh, my gosh. He's over there. Oh, my God.
Now, what do you say? Get
Get it. What did you say? Dude, see what happens. Just
Oh my god!
please.
Oh my god!
If you care about me and these players and the best fan base in all of baseball, you'll get Pantera Walk to play out there.
What would your songs be? What are the two? What's a comp? If we're gonna do "Living on a Prayer," what is your comp to that? What's another easy singable song to pair with that one?
I feel like we've played some Billy Joel or something like
Piano
that
Man?
before. Maybe. Something by Elton John. I don't know.
Rocket Man or
We need some more contemporary hits. It feels like the sing-alongs. Like, did they make it out of the 80s? I mean, outside of late 90s Bon Jovi, that's not a great one. But, I mean, there's plenty of great ones there.
I think that's the biggest complaint we do get at guest services. We want to sing more Rihanna, you know?
Right. Like some Britney Spears. I'd go in on some Britney Spears
Ooh.
now.
Well, we played Britney before.
Well, how about let's do a 90s 2000s pop showdown right here. Let's get a little Christina Aguilera.
Backstreet Boys in sync.
Oh.
One side gets Backstreet Boys, one side gets in sync.
Mm-hmm. What would be your NSYNC song? Would be good too.
Oh, that's a tough one. Bye 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 is the first one that pops up,
Good one.
but what's the? It's gonna be me or whatever.
I like that one where they go, "I want you back down on down." Then they like do that little break dance, like shoulder thing. I like that one. I heard that in the car the other day.
All that I do, good enough for you.
Oh, you like that? Oh, did you add a?
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, keep going.
'Cause I'm not like them.
Oh, okay. All right.
Finally.
Do me a favor. Make it a boy band and/or Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears showdown, or Blair Pantera.
I broke it.
And at worst, we'll get Tyler Payne to sing it because we know he likes it.
I will say it is an awesome walkout song. I was very pleasantly surprised. You know, I'm hearing the Drake, I'm hearing the Sonny DeShera Italian music going, and then I hear whoa, what?
About to save a horse, ride a cowboy.
That's a good one.
That one played on College Game Day for like 20 years. I mean, everyone's got to have that memorized by now.
That's a good one.
I saddle up my horse and I brought him to the set house. Look, come on, that's a good one. Make a lot of noise, 'cause the girls are so pretty. Riding up and down, bro.
I only know the chorus for save a horse, ride a cowboy.
I used to be in a Big and Rich cover band. Did you know that?
Were you big or rich?
No, we were tall and poor.
Oh,
Yeah, it was our
Were
name.
you tall or poor?
I was poor.
Oh,
As you can tell, the gig didn't work real well either. We didn't
Yeah.
get paid a lot. Yeah.
I'd honestly, surprisingly, go a lot longer on that topic. I like the idea of what do you guys think? Do we have any comments going on over here?
No one's watching. No, I'm just kidding. I'll look.
It's a shame.
Seen some Waylon Jennings in there. Get a little Waylon in there. What's your favorite Waylon?
I don't think I can name a Waylon Jennings song
No?
off the top of my head. My stepdad would kill me because on my
God, he might.
my stepdad's side, I grew up on Waylon and Merle and
How much?
George and all them. I don't know. I didn't really want to listen to him, so I just.
Don't let your baby grow up to be a cowboy. What about that one? You like that?
Don't let your baby grow up to be a cowboy. Yeah, it's good.
I mean, theme from Dukes of Hazzard.
Is that Waylon?
That's what it says.
I didn't know that.
Let's see this. Sure is.
I had no idea. You know, Dukes of Hazzard was before my time, right? I mean,
I am aware. We have the same time, pal. Okay, my time. What am I? You pappy?
I think that like it's got to be like you said when you do like it's got to be same type of genre when you do it. Maybe not the same band, but even if it's a singable song like The Piano Man, you can't compare that with Living on a Prayer. It's too different.
Yeah.
It needs to be like you said, like Spears and Aguilera, Backstreet Boys in sync.
I like for the lip sync cam the other day. We did the song Tequila. It literally has one word, and it's a build up.
Tequila.
We should play that one and just let the crowd sit there and let it build for 20 seconds, and then everyone go, Tequila!
You wouldn't be able to hear him because halfway through the instrumental, the first bass side's going to boo them to death.
I tell them to shut up. I think they respect it.
You shut up!
You shut up! They're going to say it! Shut up! I think everyone will respect it.
You're going to say it. Shut up.
If you play it, I'll do it. And if they start being, shut up!
Don't say if you play. I'm not the music guy.
Yeah, but you're up here. You're closer than me. You've got a little say. You've at least got an offer. You can offer
I
it
can
up.
give the suggestion. I don't think I have the pull for it.
You don't, but you can at least offer it up.
You don't. I don't have the pull for
But you're
that.
there. I can't.
Not only is the guy that does have the pull for that good at his job, he's been doing it a long time, so he doesn't need suggestions from me. So, I can try.
All right, if you're scared, go to
He's
church.
going to look at me like this when I suggest it. He's going to go, I'm going to go, okay, fine, Pantera, and he'll go, all right.
All right, well, hey, whatever. Lead off with a bad one. That way your second one, he'll just be like, all right. Be smart about this. Pitch a terrible one, and then the follow-up will look way better.
I love music a lot. I do think that's one of my favorite promotions, honestly. I like the
You like that?
sing-along.
Do you sing?
I know, no. I know Garrett, our GM, that's his favorite.
Loves it.
Like, that's his favorite one. They were, when we did it last time, he wasn't here, and they were like, someone was like, well, we got to record it. Hey, whoa, we're doing it this ending. When is it? And make sure I get it. I'm going to record it, send it to Garrett. So he loves it. That's his favorite. So it's a good one.
We're getting a taste of it tonight, folks. Go ahead, get your tickets now.
Hey.
TrashPandasBaseball.com.
How what was the feedback from the beverage belts out there last night?
Buddy, I was wearing a beverage belt, and I had to take it off and put it away because people were. I thought I was going to get robbed.
Grabbing at it?
Yeah, it was a hot item, dude. And we ran out quickly at the gates. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going to put that beverage belt to test this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So if you got any good beverage belt photos, if you got any product reviews, you want to let us know how it's going. At Trash Pandas on social media. We'd love to see how you're using your sweet giveaway items.
I'm going to a 2-day bachelor party in the middle of July. I'm going to wear mine.
Oh, don't take it off. 48 hours, sleep in that bad boy.
That's right. We're doing day one. It's a Friday night after work. We're going to downtown Huntsville, bar crawling.
Nuts.
And then we're going to stay at a hotel, and then we're going back to one of their houses, and it's just all day Saturday, pool and beer. So
Let's go, dude.
I'll have it locked up and loaded. So
Let's go. Cool.
all right, man. We said we go finish up our Friday here. Let everybody get out here to the ballpark.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. It was great having David in here on the show. Just a really young green kid. Very, very happy. Smiler.
It's a real young green fella.
Yeah.
Was in high school during COVID.
That
Made us both feel very old.
blows my mind. That is
People were in school then?
well, no. I mean, we still have kids that go to college after they play high school ball, but I mean that was 3 years ago.
I talked to a kid in the outfield the other day. He's like, I'm in 8th grade. I'm like, that still exists?
All right. We'll talk to you guys on Monday. Ricky's been up way too long.
Wait a minute. What? You go to school? Okay. Wow. Where's my walker? Am I right?
The ice in his chocolate milk's getting ready to melt. He's upset. We'll get that taken care of. Apparently, you can't have anything cold without ice, according to Ricky. He doesn't understand science. But I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. We'll see you Monday. It's the Bullpen.
Oh, you guys still do homework? What? Oh, my God. What am I, 100?